What up, world? It's your women butterfly. Yo, am I getting fat? I gained 7 pounds. I'm wondering where it's at. It's probably right here in my double chin. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Forget about that. I'm probably gonna end up at the gym tonight anyway. But I just wanted to talk to y'all because I need to talk to y'all because stuff is happening and I need to keep up. All right. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Oh gosh, where do I start? Sorry y'all. I'm a little tired. I had a crazy weekend, but it was very exciting and I wish I can hit the rewind button. That weekend was awesome. I'll tell y'all about that in the future. Definitely a gift from God. Um Speaking of God and his gifts, of course where God is there and the devil's there too. And like I said, my weekend was exciting, but some things happened and I just want to say that it was kind of crazy, okay? Because people, they expect for you, when you say you're a Christian or a child of God, people expect for you to behave, I don't know, like Jesus. I have no idea what they expect. But when you're a Christian, that doesn't mean that you're perfect. You're not saying that you're perfect. The only thing that you're doing is you're accepting Christ as your Savior. You're saying that you need a Savior because you do. You do. Okay? But as far as being sinless, that's not gonna happen, especially if you're weak or if you're new to this. You're not just gonna stop sinning automatically. Okay? You me, I I'm a child of God. I know He's there. I know that Christ is there. But I also live in my flesh, and until the day I die, I'm not gonna be sinless. I'm gonna have to keep repenting. Some sins are, it's like rehab. I can relapse. All right, I try not to. I really do, but it can happen. Okay, so yeah, it can happen. I can relapse. I can get ambushed by the devil because the devil's not sleeping. Like, him and his demons are working hard every single day. Okay, so it's like I have to explain myself another time because I do want to explain myself because people are watching you. They want to see you walk on water when you become a Christian, right? But you can't because you're not Christ Himself. You're Christ-like. All right. But anyway, what I'm gonna do tonight is finish telling y'all my story about this girl because I need to get these stories out the way because more stuff is happening and I'm trying to keep this channel going or whatever, but more stuff is happening, so I need to get caught up. All right. Okay, so dang, I should have watched the video before and see where I was in the story, but I believe I was at the part. This is the story about. If you haven't watched My Ride with the Devil's Daughter, you need to watch that video before you watch this one. Okay, because I'm going to tell y'all the story of what happened when the Devil's Daughter took me for a ride. Okay, I thought I was really going somewhere, but I was really with a demon. All right, and I mean that literally. Okay, because when you're in the environment that I was in, the demons are closer to you. They're closer to your finances. They're closer to your health. They're able to really get to you. Okay, because you're doing something that opens your world up, that opens that lets your guards down for them to just come in and do whatever to your life. Okay, that's how you can end up being a broke stripper. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you what happened. We were in Greenville, and the clubs in Greenville are starting to crack down on having your butt out and all this stuff like that. So I was just like, I just want to go, because my outfits are not like that. I'm just going to take the money that I have, save it, and then go to the white club, predominantly white club in Greenville when we come back from Atlanta tomorrow. Okay? So she was like, okay, well, let's go to Atlanta so I can see my boyfriend, and then we'll come back here tomorrow. I was like, cool. So we rode to Atlanta, and of course, when we were going to Atlanta, we were having conversations, and I really don't remember all of our conversation, but I do remember one part when I was talking about God and how he was feeling in a strip club alone, and how I'm starting to see his signs and all that, and she just got quiet on that part. But since I don't remember the conversations we had, I mean, none of them were really significant except for that one. But everything really happened when we got to Atlanta. Okay, so we're in Atlanta, right? And I like Atlanta. I like Atlanta, but Atlanta is a demon-infested town. It really is. It's demon-infested. Like, that's just what it is. It's not I mean, a lot of people are starting to leave Atlanta. There's a lot of people in Savannah from Atlanta that are saying they're tired of people getting killed, tired of car accidents, tired of home invasions, tired of, they say that, was that Atlanta or Miami? One of them is got so many AIDS and HIV that they're comparing it to a third world country. I forgot, but Atlanta is kind of like Miami. It's like a black Miami, so both of them got a bunch of AIDS. But anyway, we got to Atlanta, okay, and she met up with this guy, the one that she was talking about, right? So when she met up with him, she was like, "Oh, we're gonna go to a hotel," right? And I'm not saying this to be nasty. This is part of the story. This is part of the story just to show how vile some demons are. She was on her menstrual cycle, okay, and she was like, she was like, there was like blood on the back of her clothes, right? So she rode in her car and had blood on the back of her clothes, and then met up with this dude, and I was like, "Do you need any pads or anything?" She was like, "Oh, I have some." But, I mean, I don't know if she ever put one on or what. If she did ever put one on, she didn't change her dress. She was still running around with the blood on the back of her dress. So, I just think that was crazy because she was saying that they were going to a hotel room together, right? And I was like, well, what am I going to do while y'all go to a hotel? You know what I'm saying? And she was like, I'm going to let you hold my car, right? So, she let me hold her car for the night while her and her man, wherever he was, went to a hotel. Okay, and before she left me, she was like, they were looking for a hotel, and we were both at a gas pump getting gas. And she came over to me, and she said, "Girl, look what he did to my hair. He messed up my hair. He messed up my hair, girl." And I was like, "Why he do that?" And she was like, "I don't know. I think it's because he's evil." Right? And I was like, oh, okay, now that I look back, I see that both of them, the demons are working together, okay? She's talking about they are evil, right? Okay, so she went to a hotel with her boyfriend, and she gave me her car for the night, and I rode around Atlanta, and I thought I was having a good time, and I thought that I could. It was relaxing. I'm not gonna lie, it was relaxing. I went to a couple of different clubs to see if I could work. A lot of them wanted you to get that dancer license, and it's not that I can't. Well, I know now I could get it, but I'm not interested now. But because a lot of the clubs in Atlanta, you gotta dance nude, and it's like the clubs are just awful. They're like the bottom of the bed. Like, there's a lot of money in Atlanta, and stripping in Atlanta is like you're scraping the crumbs up off the bottom of the floor. There's so much more money than that in Atlanta. You see what I'm saying? There's some towns where the strippers are making all the money, and then in this town, the strippers there's so much money in Atlanta that what they make is like scraping it up off the floor. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about Atlanta. I know there's some clubs where they say you can make it's raining thousands and 30,000s and all that, but that's rare, and it's like demons come in the club anyway, and the more money they give you, the more you're gonna pay, and that's the bottom line. So I don't care if there's thousands in this club or thousands in that club, and then on top of that, you dancing butt naked with your vagina out for anybody to look at it and do anything to it, and it's like you're not even supposed to do your body like that. there's so many germs and stuff all over the place, and you just sliding your vagina all across the floor and all on a pole and opening it up for all the smoky air to get into it. And it's like, that's why you're in there, because you're killing your body. All right, so you need to get out of there. But to each his own. God will show whoever is in there the light. You know what I'm saying? God has shown me the light. And even though I stay away from there, like I was saying the other day, the temptation to do that or any other sin will come, and I'm not gonna pass every time, because I'm not God. I mean, I'm not Christ himself. I'm not perfect. I am a sinner. Okay? So, anyway, so I slept in her car, all right? And then the next morning, I got up and I spent a lot of money because I thought that we were going to Greenville, okay? I spent a lot of money. I spent a lot of money on my hair, on new outfits, because I know they got their rule where you got to cover up, right? And she called me while I was at the hair store or whatever, and she was like, "Where you at, girl?" Right? And I was like, "I'm at the hair store." And she was like, "Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna meet you there." So her boyfriend, or whoever that dude was, supposed to be her boyfriend, met me at the hair store, and then she teamed back up with me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking in my head, dang, did she spend the night with him people, you're not supposed to have sex on your period. You know that, right? I know that. That causes cervical cancer because the blood is toxin and you're pushing it back up into your body. So that's nasty. That's vile. But anyway, look it up, okay? Anyway, so I'm like, okay, we gotta get to Greenville. It's like 10. It's like 11 something because it was checkout time in the morning, right? Okay, so she's like, "Oh, what you bought? Let me see what you bought. Oh, you got you some hair. Oh, you got you some new stuff. Okay, so you don't feel like seeing no black people tonight, huh? You gonna make you some money tonight?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to make some real money tonight. I know this club because this club used to be another club, and I know how much money it can be. Like, I know we can make money. We're gonna do really good, right?" She's like, "Okay. So we're gonna go to Greenville today." Okay, this girl took her sweet test time getting us to Greenville, and she ran some errands. I guess that's what she was doing. I have no idea, but the way she was doing things, it was just like she was trying to waste time. She went to see her family, and they were talking about some family reunion. And I'm trying to make sure my clothes don't get clothes in that laundry. Sorry. She stayed in there for a long time. Then she went to some dude's house and stayed in there for a long time while I'm waiting in the car. So it's like by the time we got on the road, it was 3 something, right? But let me tell y'all, the last and we ended up not making it to Greenville because when she got in the car, I'm gonna tell y'all, okay? I called them. I was like, we need to call them. And they said that we couldn't come because it was too late. We were supposed to be there at a specific time. So the people at the White Club was like, no, they was like, no, y'all can't come up here because we told y'all to be here at 4 something. And if y'all are coming from Atlanta, y'all not gonna make it by 4. So 2 other girls already came and got your spot and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? I was so mad. Right? But I was also terrified. And let me tell you why. Because this right here is what God calls sifting. The demons are sifting you. You think you're going somewhere, but you're not going anywhere with them. Okay? Let me tell you how. Okay. The last house that she went into, right, was some DJ's house. Right? And I'm thinking in my head, what is she doing in there? She don't have no money. She's on her period. What is she doing in there? I'm sitting in the car. It's raining. What the heck is she doing in there? So I called her, and I was like, this is her when she went to the last house. I was like, hey, you gonna come out? Oh, yeah, girl, I'll be out in a second. 20 minutes go by. She didn't come out. I called her again. Hey, can I take the car to go around the corner to get something to eat? Oh, no, I'll be out in a minute. another 30 minutes go by. She didn't come out. And I'm telling you, she was in there for over an hour, okay? That last house, all right? So I went to the door and I was like, hey, is she in here? And he was like, oh yeah, she upstairs. Now, when he opened the door, the house smelled like drugs. You know how when somebody's smoking something that is not weed, it's not cigarettes, you know, it smells like burning plastic, and you know that even if you never smoked crack before, you know somebody's smoking meth or crack or something up in here. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, oh, she's upstairs, she sleep. Right? And I was like, dang, she told me she was coming out. And then I heard from downstairs, I'll be out in a second, I'm for real this time. Right? So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go wait in the car, right? Y'all, I'm talking about another 15 minutes went by. She finally came out. She finally came out, right? Y'all, I'm in the car and she's like, you ready to go to Greenville? Right? But when she got in the car, okay, y'all, she was like this. Okay, you ready to go to Greenville? Right? And her eyes had like a gray film or something over them. You ever seen the movies when people's eyes flip and it's like demonic possession or something like that? Her eyes look exactly like that, right? And she was like, okay, you ready to go to Greenville? Right? And I was like, yeah. I was so terrified, y'all. But that's how demons do. They do this kind of stuff when you're by yourself. Because they know if you tell somebody, people are going to think you crazy. Okay? I was so terrified. I did not want to discuss her eyes. And I felt like I was in hell already or something. Right? So, I'm like, yeah, we need to get to Greenville, right? And she's like, all right, let's go. And she started doing her crazy driving. Her voice was a little deeper, right? And I started to unbraid my hair, right? Because my hair needed to be rebraided for my wig to fit back on. Like, you know, you got to braid your hair down and put the wig on or whatever. So we're driving in the rain. She's doing her crazy driving. And all of a sudden she just stops because she sees me doing my hair. And she's like, I'm telling you, her eyes were so scary, y'all. I didn't even conversate with her. I was just like, God, I don't know if this is a demon or not. Well, I mean, I don't know if this is a devil. I don't know if I'm in hell. Can I please have another chance? I was like, I just need to get to, I don't even know what I need to do. I don't even know what I need to do. Oh, shoot. I forgot to tell y'all. Okay. One of the errands that she called herself running. Because oh, no. That was when we came back. Okay. That was when we came back. All right. But anyway. Okay. So we're riding. And she's like, I can't drive no more. And I was like, why? And she was like, I'm too high. Right? And I was like, well, how are we going to get to Greenville? She was like, you drive. Right? And her eyes, they were like, they were coming back to normal eyes, but they were still, the pupils were still gray. The whole eye wasn't gray this time. It was just the pupil. And she was like, you drive. Right? And I was like, okay, fine, I'll drive. You know, so my hair is looking the hottest freaking mess. You know what I'm saying? Half of it's braided, half of it's not. My wig is off, and I'm driving, right? It's this demon humiliating me in any way that it can and making sure that I don't get where I think I'm finna go. Okay? So we're driving, right? I'm driving, and she's over there on the phone with her family or whoever she was talking to. And she was like, they were playing some family reunion or whatever, and it's like I looked at her and she looked at me and she blinked and her eyes went back black, right? And I was like, what the hell I need to drive faster. I'm gonna drive faster. And I was thinking, I don't know what this girl is, but I know as soon as I get to Greenville, I'm going to separate from her somehow. My only focus was getting to Greenville. I didn't want to say, hey girl, why your eyes look like that? Because I already kind of knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? This is a demon, right? So I felt like I'm gonna get whatever I can out of this demon. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this demon's not gonna kill me right now, or if a bunch of flames are not gonna come up and I'm not in hell already, I'm gonna get to Greenville. That's what I'm gonna do, right? So she was like, can we pull over? I want to get something to eat, right? And I was like, we gotta get to Greenville. Like, didn't you eat? You didn't eat. How you gonna eat? You don't even have that much money. I got some money from my boyfriend. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go get something to eat. So while we were getting something to eat, she was like, okay, I can drive again. So we switched seats, and I was like, that's when I was like, I'm gonna call them and see if we can make sure we can still come up there, because I don't want to drive up there for nothing. But she was like, no, don't do that. And I was like, you need to do that, because if you first of all, we're gonna be late, and they told us to be there at a certain time. So I already know how those clubs do. And she was like, oh, okay, yeah, you better call them. So that's when I called them, and they told me that we can't come up there, right? And I was like, just so disappointed. Like, my heart just dropped, because I wanted to go to that club. I wanted to be a part of that club and make money. But the devil is not going to give you nothing. Okay, he doesn't want you to have nothing. He wants you to die. Okay, and when you're in his environment, you might think that you're finna have something, but you're not finna have nothing. Okay, and even if you do, there might be a dancer watching this video right now thinking, oh, she need to stop giving stripping a bad rap because I need so much money and blah 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 and yada yada yada. But you know in your heart that it is wrong what you are doing. And if you don't know, I'm gonna tell you now that you are being used by spirits, by demons, by Satan himself as a tool to glorify him. You're being used by Satan as a tool. You are a tool. Okay? You are a tool. All right? And you're going to pay. All right? If you don't stop, if you don't repent, if you don't try to stop, if you don't know how to stop, because you cannot know how to stop. That can be like the only thing you know how to do that produces money that you can see. Because I felt like that before. But God will show you that the money that you think is real is nothing but the devil's crumb. It's rewards from the devils. God can give you so much more. And think about the attitude that you're developing while you're in there. Think about the way you're starting to feel about men. You know what I'm saying? All that is demonic. All of that is really, really demonic. Okay? So we're turning around and we're going back to Atlanta. Alright? Now I'm going to finish this story for real, y'all. Okay, but this video is getting 25 minutes long, and I don't want this video to be too long because I need for people to watch this story. I'm going to tell y'all the last part of the story. I'm gonna tell y'all how when she went to Atlanta, when we went to Atlanta, she kind of dumped me off in some club and just kind of checked on me, and then eventually disappeared. I'm gonna tell you about when we spent the night at some dude's house that she knew, and how that went and what they said in front of each other. Then I'm gonna tell you about how she said when she was high that she was going to beat my ass. Those are her exact words, right? But she wasn't talking about her. And I didn't even know why she said it. But someone else ended up doing it. So it was like demon to demon. Alright, and I'm going to explain to y'all what I mean when I come back on my next episode of The Butterfly Show. For now, just absorb that story and just imagine the ride with the devil's daughter. Okay? It was crazy. It was terrifying. It was horrible, but it was real. That's more real than real life. Okay? That's real life. Alright? There's been a veil put over people's eyes. Okay, you might think somebody your friend and it was a demon the whole time. You might think somebody your boyfriend and it was a demon the whole time. I'm telling you. Okay, so I'm going to see y'all in the next episode of The Butterfly Show. Bye, babies. Let me get this laundry.